Welcome in, welcome in, y'all. I'm Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Panthera. Let's see what the vibe is for the collective. Right now, we got the moon in Scorpio. Just went into Scorpio about an hour or so ago. Couple. Still in the wax and give this phase. I'm saying still because we just came up the live over on TikTok. I will be going back on live over on TikTok after this too. I just have to do the message here for the collective on TikTok. I mean, YouTube as well. This is the energy of what has to be adjusted. Not only that, what truth have you buried because revealing it would change everything? What truth have you buried because revealing it will change everything? Here you go with this fucking card again. What truth have you buried because revealing it would change everything? The moon is in Scorpio, and Scorpio governs your reproductive system, the womb, the sacral field, the pelvic valve, the elimination pathways, the colon, the bladder, sexual energy, psychic sensitivity, emotional bonding, trauma memory, energetic cords, shared resources, secrets, power dynamics, as well as the body's instinctive response to danger or intensity. With the moon right now at 0 degrees, the emotional body has actually entered that threshold. Well, more so a threshold of depth when it comes to what Scorpio governs. So your body right now may feel heavier, quieter, more observant, more guarded, more psychic, more sexually charged, more suspicious, more sensitive to any type of energetic motives, especially more aware of what's unsaid. First card on out, false person. Let me get two more. Bad health. Good Lord. And poverty. In reverse, at least. I'm not going to say the worst cards of this deck, but these are not the best cards of this entire deck. And they all came out together. So we got distant horizons at the bottom of the spread. So now, again, what truth have you buried because revealing it would change everything? Part of what it changes where you've been investing your time and essence with a person that is a false person. Bad health, the energy wasn't in alignment, something of the sorts. What they have going on around them, whether this is physically, spiritually, emotionally, or mentally, if it's not them, energies around them could also be affecting them in a way that they're not seeing the truth within themselves. But let's see a little bit more about this. Let me see who's who. Who's the false person here? Is it collective or their surrounding energies? Oh no. Who's the false person here? Ten of Cups is a Mars and Pisces card, but it came out in reverse. Pluto. Or the opposite of that would be Venus. However, Mars also shares energy with Pluto. Pluto is something it's having to do with the external. False person. Ten of Cups. This is a really unhappy situation. You and them. Highly unhappy anyway. Gratitude for the gifts. But you also know that this is not an energy you are to be around. Either someone is not truly being themselves, you notice their potential, but they're not truly being themselves, or who they are is themselves, and this is something you have to accept. They're not happy with themselves, which is also not allowing the situation to be, an energy where all parties involved are experiencing emotional fulfillment. There's a lot of emotional depletion here. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. If there's a third party situation, it's actually someone's work, not a person. It could be someone's work. Show me more about the false person. Two of Swords. If you're not in communication with this person, it's obviously not in communication physically, but telepathically, absolutely. Moon in Libra here. We just came from the moon in Libra. Gratitude for the gifts up. Let me see. What is this? What is being communicated about the situation? So this is the issue that you may have been having with false situations where people are not expressing themselves or fully speaking up, and it's not allowing the situation to thrive in a healthy manner. Clarify that health. The Queen of Swords. Yeah, people are not expressing what they actually meant to say. They're being more manipulative in a way of placing themselves as the victim. Again, that's been a major topic here, but the wheel is turning. There are consequences for doing that over time. They could have a situation around them that's experiencing some type of health matter. This is why it's important to make sure who it is that you are, in a situation with, knowing your spiritual journey, because certain people be doing stupid shit and it's expensive ass prizes. Six of Swords. Yeah, it's time to move on from that. Absolutely. That's the fate that's changing. It's up to you to decide the way things are shifting. It's time for you to get the fuck up on out of here, Meta. I already know your intention. You're moving to go do your own reading somewhere else. I just be here saying shit. Now, you and that's another thing. I put it to the only people that can comment in here are those that are subscribed. And there are stipulations to that. That if anyone is subscribed, which is the only way that you can comment, you're choosing to accept the consequence of saying something that is not in alignment to you and going against it. Go somewhere else and do your own shit. The moon is in Scorpio. This ain't the time to be playing. Let's continue, collective. Show me the energy of poverty here in reverse. The moon card. There's a lot that's becoming much more clearer to you that you didn't used to see. You didn't see it before because you were ignoring what you were feeling about the situation. The moment you shifted and moved on past, seeing yourself in the dimmer light, and you turned up the energy when it came to the value of yourself, you began to see everything that was hidden. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. The Lovers. A decision that you weren't able to make before. You seeing the value of yourself. Now you're capable of making a decision. Show me. Wait. Nine of Cups. Yeah, it's time to celebrate now. Beautiful. Show me the energy surrounding collective. The Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Your independence. You're giving more to yourself now. That's Venus and Virgo. Venus and Virgo is a type of energy to their love language per se would be acts of service. Venus and Virgo type of energy. As long as you're able to be of assistance to a person, you'll feel as though the love is being reciprocated. Now you're giving that love to yourself. You got a Nine of Pentacles and a Nine of Cups here. So there's something that has officially ended. Congratulations. Okay. When it comes to, dealing due to tolerating these false energies that are moving one way and acting another. And again, there are consequences for that. It's not about right or wrong, good or bad. When you are someone who operates through universal law, the reality is much different. And anyone who is connected to you, which is also a part of one's spiritual journey, when you have a deeper understanding of that, this is why you step into deeper forms of solitude, because you really don't desire for someone who is ignorant or who lacks information to come towards you with that ignorance or lack of awareness. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. We're going to put this back because we was just chopping it up just now. You've been working on that. Five of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That's the Sun in Virgo card. Eight of Pentacles. You've been working on your mindset. Five of Pentacles is Mercury and Taurus. So when it comes to the way you perceive your worth, it's been changing. Even the way you communicate to yourself about yourself. And when someone tells you something differently, you're able to see it now. That's part of the decision that you're able to make, because subconsciously you're much more aware through your conscious actions of your subconscious reality or your subconscious ways of programming. You're using the subconscious to override the conscious mind. So when somebody comes to you with some shit that is not you, it's very easy for you to see right through there, right through it. So much so it's the energy of, you'll know when somebody is about to do something before they even think about what they're about to do, especially when it comes to lies. Lies or not fully holding themselves accountable when it comes to saying something that they're going to do or move a certain way and they don't do it. Unfortunately, some people do that because they move from the wounded state, literally. This could have to do with a relationship where you're making a judgment call when it comes to how someone was abusing the energy of emotional maturity through the lack thereof and still presenting an offer that they wasn't ready to present. The Devil card, the Judgment, and the Knight of Cups. False person. The Tower here is the only one that's flipped around. We're going to place it back, but that's the absolute truth. The truth is coming through very quickly here, okay? The truth of the situation is coming to you very quickly. Gratitude for the gifts, Daniela. Clarify bad health, Hangman, Pisces energy. King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Specifically Pisces, and then you got Scorpio. Six of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. So this could have to do with the water sign. They're unemotional. Their emotions, when it comes to their emotions, it's not healthy. For the way they move through their emotions is not in a healthy manner. And now you're seeing right through that. Now you're seeing right through that. Show me the Six of Cups here. Let me get a different deck. Show me the Six of Cups here. I'm looking at this. I'm going to clarify this from the perspective as to why they came across you. Show me the Six of Cups here. The Queen of Cups. You're the nurturing one. Literally, the match to the King of Cups is the Queen of Cups. There's a very deep soul memory between you and this person, but they chose to move in a certain way. You didn't even have to say anything, but you knew exactly when to move forward, move on from it. You recognize the pattern. You recognize the pattern. You recognize the pattern. There could also be something here where your silence is more triggering than something that could really not so much hit below the belt, but actually express the truth. There's something within your silence that actually expressed the truth. Literally, the high priestess. You saw right through it. You saw. Why did they come across collective? For transformation. Why did they come across collective with the energy of transformation? It's either they were going to change or they didn't. Let's see. It would be the reward for changing. However, what was the plan here? It had to do with the Knight of Cups, which is here. Clarifying them as the false person, where you present them an offer, actually, to close out the cycle, to receive the reward. You came in with an offer that was having to do with rewarding them for closing out a cycle here, okay? And what happened? It wasn't victorious. This was all part of the plan, though. This was all part of your mission in this particular cycle when it came to this person. You came into their life to be the moment of, okay, this is it. It's either you're going to accept the reward for all the cycles that they've been through in the past, or they're going to fuck it up thinking that you're the people of their past. And now they have to repeat that cycles for the next 6 years, at least. 6, 12, 18. Yeah. The reward for completing the cycle now has been held back. What's this? The Nine of Cups, which is you here. You saw right through the illusion. You made the proper decision. The moment you decided to walk away because you know your worth, you know exactly why you came into this specific energy of this person. But they chose to do the same thing that they normally do with you. And now that you see past that, show me this person. They got 4 wands, which is a card of celebration. They could be celebrating. They could be happy about something here. But y'all both got the Lover's card. Oh, this is, see, it's a false sense of celebration. Deep down, they didn't learn. This is literally the card of a lesson in significant relationships that are one-on-one. Here's the information if you're looking to book your personal. In this live, it'll be in the pinned comment. I'm going to put it up now. Here's how you book a personal journal live. It'll be pinned. You have the option of a mini or a full session during the live. That information is there. Okay. So yeah. You've seen right through a situation and you've made the approach. Some of you already, this is about those of you who already made a decision when it comes to a situation of a partnership that you saw great potential in it. However, you know, this is a prime example of you can see the potential in something, but it's not up to you to take that lid off for them to utilize that potential, right? So you're sitting here celebrating, happy about the decision, but subconsciously, this is exactly what's going on subconsciously with that energy, with that person. Instead of utilizing the opportunity to actually have that conversation with you, they rather just absorb all of that within themselves. And that's also something that you are now seeing your worth, where you don't have to sit there and, tolerate that energy, especially if someone is comfortable with holding that within themselves. A lot of situations and matters of relationships do not progress because of that lack of communication. You know what I mean? 22 up top. Gratitude for all the taps, y'all. Queen of Pentacles. You're seeing so much about yourself emotionally that connects to your material security by stepping into emotional maturity with this Queen of Pentacles here. You could also be someone who is a reader, who is very spiritually inclined. And that's the last person to be tested in terms of, when it comes to someone feeling as though, oh, this person's going to do, I'm going to give it this verbiage. This is what a civilian energy would do, meaning really connected to this third dimensional realm. But when you're somebody who operates at least from the fourth dimension meaning that you're within your heart space, and if you're somebody who's operating from that, you can't be tested by third dimensional beings. It's actually fucking impossible, because it's just gonna come across as on some, to even say, oh, you tried it, gave it too much power. You know what I mean? Because for me, over here, if you've been here for a while, you already know trying is an insult to them. And to insult somebody, that's an ass whooping. So you got the Chariot, Cancer energy, Seven of Wands. Yeah, guarded with their emotions. But you see right through that. Yeah, you made it. Some of you had to make a very uncomfortable decision with someone you love dearly who's willing to self-sabotage themselves. I promise you, there's a lot better out there. You held on to this situation, because you can already sense, especially if you're someone who is, tuned into their intuition, you can already sense where some people will be in despair because they missed their opportunity. And because you have such a pure heart and a pure soul, that's the last thing you desire for anyone that you've at least share any type of ounce of love with to even have to experience. Doesn't matter if they see you or not, block you or not. Sirens are going by. 9:34. It's a prime example of, there's certain times where you encounter people who you love dearly, but does that mean you should stay there? Especially if they're not ready to receive the gifts of love? You don't stress yourself out getting somebody to see you. Hell no. Absolutely not. No. That's what we don't do over here. On this channel, that's what we don't do. And the universe does that purposely sometimes just for you to do certain things. Whether if it's travel, go here and go there, and then boom. Now you actually met your person. (934) Sirens. Patches on the skin resulting from fire. Boils, blisters, scars. Some of you, before you encounter this person, you notice something going on with your skin. And when this energy or situation that you may have reflected on for the last time, because it's the last time, right? The most recent time that you've reflected or came across this person afterwards is when you notice how much clearer your skin became, especially if this was something you were holding on to. You know what I mean? Again, from the position of, okay, this is it. Once this is it, and once this is done, this time, that's it. Ain't no turning back. Especially if you're someone who can foresee certain situations. Sometimes you can see when somebody's about to go through the craziest pain within their heart chakra because they've released something that they could have actually prospered with. For others of you, this person may come back around. For that energy, what's the message here? First, remember the peace and the joy you have with yourself. And how much at peace you were with the situation not being around. If you were in a situation where you loved someone deeply and you had to release that, and you've been able to get to a point where you were at peace with it, and they decide to come back around, this is what this is speaking to. Remember the joy that you've been connected to with yourself, with having to have been in a state of peace and within your own power when it comes to that energy not being around. That video just said warning 155 relationships, young thug relationship. You know what? To myself, I take the time to call them off I need. I know how to make the ground go crazy. When you treat her like your number one baby. Put my bitches on. Some of y'all been around a person who love making sure everybody else is okay before their own actual union. Hey, 939. Shit. Queen of Pentacles showing up here. Let me see. Again. Especially if you notice that opportunities, when it comes to certain doors being open, when you left that situation, they open up faster. They may have been opening up when you're around that person, but once you and this person, especially in this phase of your life, and they're opening faster, clear indication they gotta go. They no. You're more than okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't place yourself in this position of a lack mindset by being around a lack vibration, because you're already out of that here. Page of Wands. Because something about this energy really dampens your, the way you're capable of being inspired by things that you do. Let's see, is that mine? Hold on. Okay. Now let me pull another spread for new energy. Show me the energy for the collective when it comes to someone new. Because I'm getting the vibe where some of you have already met someone new. That'll give us more information in regards to oh shit. This is someone that's going to be highly supportive. Let's say you're someone who's also on social media. There will be somebody that pushes your work for you as well. They really support you. They don't just do it behind the scenes. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You don't have to have a conversation about your past with them. They can sense where you've come from because they have an understanding of their past as well. Okay? They've grown from that. Tell me more. New person. King of Swords. Yeah, they locked in. They already know the strategy. Aquarius. Aquarius, and then 10 of Pentacles could be Mercury. Virgo. Ooh. And Aquarius and shit. 5 of Wands at the bottom. Let's see. Tell me more about this new energy. 2 of Cups. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Good Lord. This could be a reunion of an actual soulmate. You and this person. This new person. Or someone new that's coming in. They already know. Aquarius, 11th house is someone, well, the verbiage of I know. You and this person would already know each other. So you wouldn't have to teach them or show them how to love you. Although it's not wise to place yourself in those type of positions anyway. 944. King of Wands, King of Swords, Leo, Aquarius energy. They know what to do while also having the confidence and courage to act on it. But for some of you, this could be something about a Aquarius, a Leo. We got the Magician. Shit. And the Tower at the bottom. Listen. Hey. Hold on. And then the Queen of Pentacles for the 3rd time. This is this new Ace of Wands. This is a very profound spiritual connection that can actually build anything together, where your love life aligns with your purpose. The Queen of Pentacles 3 times. That's really building an empire. That's the pre-empress energy. So for the women within the chat, or with any the women that are watching this live, you've gone through 3 very significant relationships. Could have been with the Leo or Scorpio or Aquarius. Who else we got? We got Gemini with the Lovers. We got Cancer here. We got Capricorn as well. And Knight of Cups, Pisces. Scorpio quite a bit. Capricorn quite a bit. Yeah, so you've gone through three significant relationships that it's important for you to release before you embrace this new energy, because it'll allow you to be in your Empress energy. And for the men, you've been in 3 significant relationships, and it's now you are being approached by the Empress, but you have to recognize she's the Empress. Don't get so wrapped up by, the physical. Know who she is. Mentally, physically, specifically, spiritually. As an Empress, yes. Yeah, 3 of Swords. Don't allow your past hurts of what you've seen growing up in matters of relationships to, to dictate the way you're moving through situations. In terms of the decisions that you make. So this is some ancient shit. An ancient reward that's coming back to you with the whale showing up. What's this? 6 of Wands. Yeah. This is that old ancient type of victory money. This would be a prime example of when you are aligned with the appropriate energies, you'll start to see, abundance and prosperity to just, this is crazy. Blood on the money.
We've been at the laundromat all day. We've been washing money all day.
It's been a lot of cleaning within the generations for sure. It's been a lot of cleaning up of generations for sure. It's still jammed that way. Not for the something gotta go. But we about to. Yeah, we about to. And I'm gonna play all of this back. If y'all not following me on aligned with me yet on TikTok, that's what we get. That's where the vibes be at, okay? Because we can play music over there. Mine was also. Yeah, the star card this whole time is at the bottom of the deck. That's the card of healing. That's the card of healing and releasing, but also allowing yourself to shine too. But something gotta go. What gotta go? Page of Pentacles. Where did the King of Pentacles come up? No. Anyway. Ten of Swords. Two of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Where the King of Pentacles at? Not this motherfucker hiding. Yeah. He would be. This energy would be hiding. King of Pentacles. Someone who's they can't manipulate you, collective. But they instead of fucking around and finding out, they fucked around and fucked up this time. They found out. They've had time in between the last time and the current time to fuck around and find out. Now they decide to fuck around again and fuck it up. Old habits gotta go without looking back. Real talk. Real talk. Shout out to you, loyalty. Yeah, Ten of Swords, Two of Swords. Ten of Swords, the card of betrayal. Two of Swords is a stalemate or mental conflict, but not anymore. Six of Swords is here again. You're moving on from that with the Star. Absolutely. That's what gotta go. All that betrayal. People that trigger how you used to move when you were triggered by situations that you were betrayed in, and they still bringing that shit up. That's that stalemate type of energy. It smells rotten type of vibes. You know, it's just ain't nobody there no more. Ain't nobody home for all of that. Nobody home for that. Nobody home for that. Hold on. I can just hear when you're about to show up. Yeah, we about to matter of fact, let's go back to the tickety talkity talk. You know that's Saturn energy over there, right? TikTok time. That's time. That's Saturn. Quite an interesting app if you ask me. Yeah. But yeah, collective over here on YouTube. Okay. I love you all so much. If you're looking to book a personal with me, all that information is in the link in my bio that you will see once you go onto the main page, the main frame of this page. You'll have all that information there. Okay. We do have the Reset Your Timeline or Repeat Your Life Guide, which helps you to break through patterns. If you are unable at this current moment to obtain a one-on-one with me, you can certainly start there because it's very similar to you working with me one-on-one. You just have to do the work yourself. Okay? That's what that guide is for. Reset your timeline or repeat your life. And with that being said,